I tested out some of the most risky kickoff strategies in Rocket League because I was starting to get bored of everyone having the exact same basic plan on kickoff. Literally everyone at my rank uses the same strategy. So I figured it's about time we change that. There's just one problem. I can't come up with more than 2 or 3 new kickoff ideas, which is exactly why I got you guys to help out. I had you guys send in some of the most creative and risky ideas I had never even thought of before, even after 6 years of playing this game. Some of those ideas turned out to be total flops, while others were actually brilliant.
Bang!
Yes! Oh! I'm excited to show you guys all these strategies, but first, this video is sponsored by OperaGX. Let's go, dude. OperaGX is a web browsing software built for gamers just like myself. If you use any normal web browser and you've looked at your task manager before, you might have seen that even when you're not actively using it, it's taking up a ton of your computer's resources. I still have no idea why it does this, but it doesn't make any sense to me. With OperaGX, you can limit the CPU and RAM usage it takes up so your actual gaming experience is better. There's also this network limiter so you can limit the amount of bandwidth it uses in case you're playing an online game. If you're the type to hate it when you load into a match on Salty Shores Day, you're also probably the type to hate websites that use light mode by default. Well, luckily for you, OperaGX has a toggle called Forced Dark Mode that works on every single site. They also have integrations on the sidebar for things like Spotify, Twitch, Discord, all easy access right there. Just click on one of them and you'll see how convenient it is. And this thing called GX Corner, where you can keep up to date on the best deals, game releases, gaming news, and even my latest videos if you use the link in the description. This is legitimately the best browsing experience for gamers. I don't see why you wouldn't check it out. It's completely free. So if you're interested, the link is right at the top of the description. Thank you again to OperaGX for sponsoring today's video. The first strategy I want to show you guys is called the Better Cheat. The game mode is 3v3. The positions, 1 full diagonal, 2 in the back section. The diagonal player goes for the kickoff as normal, just trying to force it to the opponent's side. If the opponent does what we're hoping, they'll be trying to send possession back to their teammate, which would result in the 50 going somewhere in this forward zone. This is important because one of our players in the back section will be cheating up to that mid boost right from the start. So they should be able to cut off that back pass and go for an instant attack, while the final teammate cheats up normally as a passing option. This was the idea in theory, and it makes a lot of sense at this stage. In practice though, it didn't always go as planned. Firstly, if the 50 didn't actually go in that section we were aiming for, we would immediately be on our heels as we retreated to our back half. So it was definitely very, very risky, but at the same time, we could see potential in it as we kept practicing. We started to get better at the 50s and more comfortable reading how the play developed, and it was only a matter of time before one of them finally connected. You. Nice. You again?
I tried.
Oh, close.
I'm just gonna try to win it.
Nice. Big dunk. Can you?
No,
Ooh, okay. Nice. Oh, yes.
Mid?
Yep, middle. Yes! Let's go, dude. Oh, my. I gotta say, it's super satisfying when a crazy strategy like this goes right, but it also comes at the cost of it going wrong many times as well, at least with this strategy. So yeah, the Better Cheat, I don't know if that's a truly accurate name. It's definitely riskier and really cool when it works, but it's far from being my favorite on this list. Next up, we've got a 2v2 strategy, the Fake and Scoop. For this one, both players need to be in the back section on the field here. The player in front goes for the kickoff, but turns away to fake it at the end, while the other player follows very close behind and does a musty flick to scoop it above that opponent, ideally causing a final 2v1 scenario. We went ahead and tried this out, and it unfortunately didn't work at all. I was actually pretty excited about this one, but it only took about 3 attempts before we realized this just wasn't gonna work. So we tried out a few different variations where the guy in the back just boosts in a straight line, but that didn't really work either. And we eventually ended up trying out this similar thing that someone else suggested. I'll call it the late delay. Basically, the only difference is that the guy in the back does a speed flip and goes for the kickoff like it's totally normal, as the guy in front still fakes it. And when we tried that, we actually started to get somewhere. It's good. Nice. Yes!
Let's go!
Nice. Score it. Yo. Come on. Yes! Let's go. Okay, we got it. So this one definitely had some value to it, but I think I'll still be careful about using this strategy competitively because it did have a solid chance of backfiring. But it does have the possibility to result in a quick goal if you're lucky, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Still not my favorite though. As for the Fake and Scoop though, that's horrible. That was a 1 out of 10 for sure. Next up, we've got another 2v2. I call this one the Corner Collect. The required positions are one player in a full diagonal spot and the other somewhere in the back section. Immediately on kickoff, the full diagonal player half flips back to the corner boost and turns back to net, while the other player cheats up slowly just to prevent the possible dribble play from the opponent. Literally as simple as that. That should cover every scenario. In game, this actually turned out to be a legit good strategy. The biggest thing we learned to be careful of is that guy cheating up should only hit it if the opponent slows it down for a dribble play. Sometimes the opponent would send it away anyway, and the cheater would still try and block it out of instinct, and that would usually just put us in a horrible spot. But as long as we were careful not to do that, it actually turned out really well. It didn't result in any free goals. When we did score, we still had to work for them, but it was a solid way to get possession of the ball first. And when we did score off a quick counter from it, it was beautiful. Got it?
Yep.
Solo, to you. Oh, you went for it? That's fine, that's fine.
Yep.
Faking, actually. Nice. I'm left with you.
Yep.
Oh, no!
That was so close.
Nice.
One time,
Forward.
you?
Yep. Yes! Let's go!
First try in this game.
So yeah, I definitely like this one. Probably gonna use it from time to time. I'd rate it a solid 7 out of 10. The next one we tried out was the AFK Fake. It's pretty much exactly how it sounds. It was the same positions as before in 2v2, one in a full diagonal, one in the back section somewhere. And we had that full diagonal player pretend to be AFK until the ball is hit by the opponent as the other player stays defending a net. This is definitely sort of a meme strategy that you just call out and hope for the best, but it surprisingly had some benefits to it. We noticed that the opponents would get a lot more greedy and confident seeing that the guy was AFK for a second, so it made the counterattacks a lot easier, assuming we didn't just get scored on immediately. Anyway, we didn't get any super good examples of this working, just some counterattacks that eventually turned into goals. That one right there was pretty funny. But we ended up trying it in 3v3 as well, the AFK Fake 3v3 edition. For this one, we had the diagonal left player do the same thing, pretend to be AFK until the ball is hit. But after, he'd go and steal that mid boost since that's usually what the opponent went for after the kickoff. The diagonal right player would instantly half flip back to that corner boost and turn back to net, and the player in the back would cheat up slowly to prevent the dribble. So it's kind of like a combination of the corner collect and the AFK Fake. This went pretty much how you'd expect in game as well. We got punished a ton for this ridiculous strategy, but it also caused some form of chaos that made it actually effective against some teams. Go mid left. Nice. You forward?
Bang.
No,
Oh, so
I could have had
close.
it. I could have had it. This is fine.
No.
I got this. Forward to you.
I go mid.
Yes! Oh my god. Overall, it's pretty fun to try, and it's amazing when it works, but you probably won't find me using this when I'm actually trying to win. I'd give both versions of this a 4 out of 10. While we're already talking about threes, let's talk about the double fake. This is basically the exact same thing as the normal fake kickoff in twos, except we have 2 players faking, one on each side. Then they each go grab the mid boosts, and the guy in the back has 2 different passing options. This is another pretty fun one to try. I think the only time I'll try it though is if we're like down by 1 with almost no time left, because the first thing we realized was that the opponent can easily cut off that first pass if you send it to the wrong teammate. And that almost always results in a super dangerous spot. But if you do pass it to the correct player, it actually starts a really good attack. And yes, we managed to get a nice goal off of this one too. Double fake?
Double fake. Right.
Going.
Dead.
You. Yes! Let's go! As I said, this is pretty much just a Hail Mary to use at the end of a game because of how risky it is. So I'd give this one a 5 out of 10. Before we get into my favorite kickoff on the list, there's a couple more that we tried. Firstly, we had the side cheat. This is a 2v2 strategy, and it's not super unique. You basically just have the guy in the back cheat up along this mini pad path on the side instead of straight behind. I had never tried it before until now, but we didn't get the best results with it. However, I do know this is a serious strategy because apparently some high-level players have started doing it in their twos games. It really comes down to getting good at directing that ball in the perfect spot for your teammate on the 50, and we just didn't get that much practice with it. I can totally see the potential, but it'll definitely take some more time before it actually becomes viable for me. I'd still give it a 6 out of 10. The only 1v1 strategy I tried out was the backflip kickoff. This idea is just dumb, I'll be honest. Is what I thought before I actually tried it.
Nope.
In all seriousness, this is a 3 out of 10. It turned out a lot better than I expected, but still, it's like complete luck on if it works or not. And if it doesn't, you're in big trouble there. The last one, and definitely my favorite, is the buddy kickoff. I'm not much of a hoops player, but this has to be one of my favorite strategies I've ever tried in Rocket League. To start, we watched a quick tutorial for it since it's actually been a real strategy some people use for a while. And from there, we spent about 15 minutes practicing it in a private match. Okay, we're getting the hang of it. No, you're still too late, We got it. Nice. Okay. Okay. We are going to get this. You hit it. Yes! Okay. After some practice, we decided it was time to try it out in real online matches. Okay. Oh no! He just saved it, right?
Yeah.
I hit it! No! No! I hit it! No! No, I was too early. Yeah! Alright, this is the one.
This is the one.
Yes! Oh! Yes! This one strategy has honestly made me want to play hoops so much more. It's totally possible to get consistent. It doesn't rely on what the opponent does at all. And just like the others, it's an amazing feeling when it works. This is a 9 out of 10 for me. So we learned a lot today. Some strategies were just horrible, some actually turned out to be legit, but most importantly, we learned that you should finally hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this. Have a great day.